首先呢，为大家介绍呢是我们球衣背号0号的赖廷恩，球衣背号1号林书伟，2号简伟如，球衣背号3号张宗宪，8号周桂宇，球衣背号9号郭少杰，球衣背号12号林志杰。 球衣背号13号林梦学，14号蔡文成，球衣背号21号曾祥军，32号赛瑟夫，球衣背号36号贾西亚，台北富邦勇士篮球队总教练许晋哲，助理教练吴永仁、魏维。 马上呢，要为大家介绍的是我们新竹街口工程师，请将呢眼睛呢锁定了我们大荧幕，请看影片。来跟我疯！在呢，我们每一次呢介绍呢球员开始之前，我们都有一个呢举大旗的仪式。今天呢来帮我们呢举的呢，我们街口工程师的大旗，是我们新竹地区呢相当知名的妇产科医生林孝祖医生的小朋友，以及呢带着一群呢最可爱的小狮子群 ，Go！ 先给呢这一群呢小狮子军最热情的掌声鼓励一下。马上呢要为各位介绍的是我们新竹街口工程师篮球队。首先呢登场的是我们球衣背号1号的肖胜义。 球衣背号2号的郑伟，接着登场呢是我们球衣背号5号宋宇轩。 球衣背号11号前锋潘冠汉，球衣背号14号后卫田浩。 接着登场呢是我们球衣编号52号中锋龙以生。球衣编号54号中锋吴大豪。马上呢要为各位介绍的是我们先发五人 Starting Five。首先呢登场的是我们永不放弃的代表，欢迎球衣编号12号的李佳瑞。Number 23， 球衣编号23号，拉东腿，狠投，狠狠的投。球衣编号34号，特贝。以及呢，我们球衣编号4号。高国豪，最后呢，为各位介绍呢，是我们球衣编号21号新足球王陈立焕。新竹街口工程师拿队总教练林冠仁，助理教练沈星汉，技术顾问陈志忠。另外呢，我们也欢迎呢是我们领队徐玉仁，以及我们首席副领队叶宗宇，以及我们总经理高景言。好，场上呢选手握手致意。我们从不轻言投降，把握越是凶猛，我们越是狂妄。我们的出场，谁胆敢阻挡？好，我们一样呢，请了我们两队呢场中央进行一个合影。我们一路冲撞，只为一夜辉煌。我们的主场，准备要疯狂。烈火才能烧出凤凰，千军万马挡不住滚烫的锋芒。雨鞋的翅膀，捍卫着梦想。好，看一下呢，我们中间的摄影机。谁在我们伤口撒野？我们联手上帝捍卫，生死同进同退。好，谢谢。今天的精彩比赛马上就要开始喽。
Ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth, second game of the weekend here in Hsinchu, where the Hsinchu G09 Lioneers take on the undefeated Taipei Fubon Braves. Second night of the weekend here, the Hsinchu G09 Lioneers facing 3 losses and the prospects of 4 losses in a row, but of course a very stout opponent ahead for them. There's the matchup graphics on the screen. It is game 9 of the 48-game Plus League regular season. Hi everybody, on hand for the second night of your English commentary, checking out the standings so far in the league. The Braves, with the 4 wins, no losses, they lead the lead by quite a bit. Then the Pilots are 2-2, and the Dreamers and Lioneers both 1-3. Dreamers up on the 3rd place spot, because of the head-to-head matchup they just played last night. As I was saying, I'm Ryan Chen, joined by former head coach Benjamin Metcalf. Coach, once again, the Lioneers jump out to a quick first quarter lead, but slip for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and you've mentioned it this whole season. They're a very, very streaky team. Again, a very hot shooting start yesterday by Henson, leading the team to a few-point lead, but unfortunately in the second half, they kind of hit a little cold stretch and couldn't score for the whole third quarter when the Dreamers were able to cut into that lead and eventually take the game last night. We'll see what they're able to do in less than 24 hours, how they can change things up and hopefully be a little more competitive today with the Braves.
Previously on the screen was Hui Ke and Coach Jeff Jiafan on the Mandarin broadcast. 观众朋友们要收看我们同事田宏奎与贾凡的中文转播，电视按双语，或是在 YouTube 按另外一个转播连结就可以了。Checking out the highlights from last night's contest. Lioneers struggling big time in the second half. Definitely a lot of questions about the rotation and the strategy heading down the stretch.
Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Talking to a couple of the guys before the game, it seems like they're going to try and make a couple changes with some of their plays and how they use some players, so it's exciting to see what they'll do today.
The third quarter rankings for the four teams have the Lioneers in fourth for scoring with just 17.8 points per third quarter, only shooting 28% and having grabbed only 10 rebounds, 1.8 offensive boards.
And Ryan, that's something that happens with an inexperienced team. Again, an experienced team like the Braves we see out there, they can go in at halftime and make some adjustments. Whereas a younger team, a younger coaching staff, as we see the Lioneers there, they're not able to do that. So the third quarter ends up being really tough for them.
So taking a 12-0 lead against the Braves here 2 weeks ago, and last Sunday they got off to a 13-6 lead against the Braves in Taipei. But by the end of it all, the Braves always turn things around with their stout defense. Huge part of it is Charles Garcia, number 36 Chuck. He's always very lethal against the probably much more lighter and wiry Lioneers. Of course, Ihor Zaisev also doing work down low as well. The Lioneers got to figure out how to match up against these two guys and do more on the offensive end. Checking out the statistics for the interior scoring points in the paint, the Taipei Fubon Braves lead the league with 52 per game, followed by the Taoyuan Pilots, 42.5, then the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers, 39, and the Formosa Taixing Dreamers, who we saw last night, average at least with 32, and also 19 offensive boards per game for the Braves. That is one of their strong suits.
That's definitely why they're off to this 4-0 start. Again, the Braves have yet to meet a team that they're smaller than in the front court and really among the starting five. Last week we saw the Lioneers use their two bigger imports to combat the Fubon Brave size, as we see Hakeem Tabit there, did a good job last week. Today going with Henson and Tabit. See how that matchup works out for them today.
So in the 3 games that they will match up for, in the first 3 matchups of 8 in total on the season, the Lioneers will be trying out all 3 combinations of their foreign import players. The rule is you can have 3 on the roster, but only 2 can play at the same time. So let's see how that combination works out for them. The Lioneers, in 3 out of 4 games against the Braves, were able to haul in 20-plus offensive rebounds, but the Lioneers also giving up 22 offensive boards to the Pilots. Last night, they only gave up 10 to the Dreamers, but those were killer rebounds. How do the Lioneers do a better job on the glass?
Well, a lot of it we saw yesterday that the team just relies on Hakeem Tabit to get too many of these defensive rebounds. Yesterday, he only had 4 rebounds, which ends up being the locals have to step up a little bit, find bodies, go pursue the ball. Again, we've seen in a couple games their leading rebounder is their starting point guard, Oscar Gao. Those 2 through 4 positions have to do a better job helping out on the defensive board.
On the other side are those Braves, who are the most stout defensive team, never allowing their opponents above 40% shooting on the season in their early goings, and keeping all their opponents from reaching 90 points. They always have good discipline and rotate accordingly.
Yeah, and that's a trademark of Coach Rogers' teams. Again, he has a very experienced veteran team. They know how to help the helper. They know when to rotate. And behind everything, they have Big Z there, who, again, in Taiwan in the previous league, has gotten Defensive Player in the Year. He's a big help down there and makes it easier for the locals to defend.
The ceremonial opening tip before we get on to the real action. Very thankful to all the business and local support the Lioneers get. And of course the entire league. For the starting five for the Braves from left to right, number 3, Zhang Zhongxian, Jet. And followed by Louis Jianwei Lu, and then Beast, Lin Zijie, Charles Garcia, and Ihor Zaisev. For the Lioneers from left to right, Oscar Galgoho, Ledante Henton will be playing Calvin Chen Li Huan, Evan Li Jiarui, and Hashim Tabi, as we mentioned, starting at center. The Braves control the opening tip and will go on offense first.
Yeah, we see the Lioneers doing something new, starting right out in the zone. Braves prepared, getting right into their zone offense.
Zaisev in the corner, though. I don't know if that's what they intended. He's cutting through the middle to Beast from top, left, and there's Henson with the rebound. Pushing it up ahead, Calvin will receive and give it to Evan on top. That's Li Jiarui. Oscar, who only played 29 minutes last night, sat for a lot of the fourth quarter, will shoot the first layup and make.
And that's a good sign for the Lioneers. Again, he had a great job passing the ball in last night's game. For this game, getting right off the start with 2 points with a layup.
He did most of his damage in the first half with 7 assists. Only 2 in the second half and hardly any scoring. There's the turnover by the Braves. To the other side, Henton mentioned 4 for 4 and 3-pointers to open up the game last night. Big reason for them. Almost gets away, but Henton recovers to Tabi. Getting a lot of attention. Oscar will dribble to Evan, who cuts. To Tabi. Nice cut. Can't finish. Lost the ball on his way up. Jet Zhang Zhongxian loses the handle but recovers. And he's fouled on his way to the hoop.
Again, we see the Braves doing what they do best, getting off to a very, very slow start. And again, the first 4 games, they always seem to put themselves in a hole right off the tip. We'll see if they can start out a little bit better.
Getting some lullaby music to lull the Braves to sleep. It doesn't work there. Number 2, Louis Jianwei Lu with a made shot.
And that's one of the rotations that the Lioneers are going to have to make. Again, knowing they're in that zone with Jianwei Lewis in there as a shooter, they're going to have to chase him off the line.
Evan will shoot the mid-range, too strong. In the 5 games played for the Braves, this will be their 5th starting lineup. The only consistent players are Beast, Lin Zijie, number 12, and Ihor Zaisev. But that shot is short.
And I guess, Ryan, there's 2 ways to look at it. You can say they're a very deep team who can go with a lot of different lineups, or you can say that each game they got off to a very slow start, so they had to change the lineup the next game.
Last night they had set up for Tabi to receive a lot of ISO touches down low, but not going to him yet. Oscar with a miss, then the make on the putback.
Yeah, we talked about Oscar being a great rebounding guard. Good job anticipating his own miss, getting the offensive putback.
So Zaisev looking off the shot. Garcia from the top, getting a lot of attention. Zhang Zhongxian, he's shooting 50% from 3. Gives it off to Jianwei Lu, who can't make. The Lioneers with a 1-point lead, setting something up. Horn set. Not creating an opening. Thrown out of bounds. Usually a problem the Braves had.
Yeah, a little confusion there by the Lioneers with the Braves switching defense in the middle of that possession, doing a good job confusing them, forcing the turnover.
Replay of the layup. Oscar putting up and getting the offensive board in the putback. Yesterday, Kenny Gall said the Lioneers ended up making a lot of inefficient, ineffective passes. Garcia to the hoop. Misses, but Zaisev collects it behind his head. Fancy, and lays it up and in.
Again, that's where some of the other teammates have to start helping to beat out. Again, to be going with the help defense and nobody boxing out on the weak side, as you see Chuck Garcia with a nice block and transition. But again, Tapi can't do it all. He can't help in the paint and get rebounds.
I see Zaisev not happy with the call under the hoop. He thought he was hit. Maybe you need to handle a little bit of bleeding right now on the side of the floor. So Coach Roger Shujingza will get in a sub.
I'm not sure what happened there on the court, but looks like we have Tabi bleeding and Zaitsev bleeding. I'm not sure if those are related or not. see both players going to the bench with a couple locals coming in.
They'll go through some protocol to make sure that's all cleaned up, whereas Wu Daihao Wesley will come on the floor, the veteran. On the other side, that's number 21, Zheng Xiangjun, young 22-year-old from Taipei. Just signed this past season with the Braves.
Yeah, for our international viewers who've watched the Chinese Taipei national team, they're obviously very familiar with Wesley Wu. The Zheng Xiangjun coming in the game. Hopefully he'll be able to play for the national team in these upcoming international windows and hopefully do something with them too.
When you look at the contact down low, maybe an elbow to the face for Zaisev.
That'll be the first time he's gotten an elbow to the face. Usually it's the opposite.
From way up top, Wesley, get things started. Osser from the corner with the mid-range. It's pure. First 6 points for the Lioneers, all from one man. Number 4, Oscar Gall. Jet cutting through. He'll shoot the fadeaway. Tough shot, he misses. The Lioneers like to pay with place. Here's Henton cutting to the basket and one.
Again, that's what the Lioneers do best. They've done it a couple times in this game. They do a great job getting those defensive rebounds, getting out in transition, especially kicking it ahead to Ledante Henton, letting him go to work in the open court. We see him here with a little discard of Beast on the finish, going to the line for the end one.
The three-point play was completed. 9-5 Lioneers. Kind of going to a very similar script we've seen before.
You said it, these Braves are used to getting off to slow starts.
Tough move and on the putback, Zheng Xiangjun.
Again, after the defensive error on one side, coming back with a nice tip back, way to redeem himself.
Zheng Xiangjun goes by Jack, 6'8.5", 205 centimeter center. Henson hooks past to Oscar. Guarded tightly by Lewis, Jianwei Lu. He'll get it back. The Braves in man. Oscar through the middle. A lot of contact. Natural lefty off the backboard.
Again, you said it, Ryan. Great job by Oscar. Being forced to his right, but still able to get back to his strong left hand and putting it in off the glass.
Underneath, Jack with an opening. Blocked from behind by Evan, the Jarre.
Again, great cut, but that's the difference between having the 7-footer Zaitsev and the less than 7-footer local in there.
So they'll have a handoff. Oscar and Henton. They're looking for Henton up against Zhang Zhongxin. He jumps past, and the shot is good.
That's that step back. We saw Ledante do it in the past with the 3-point line. This time doing it from the mid-range.
Zhang Zhongxin, number 3 with the yellow sneakers. Usually graded as a wing, but this year with the Braves playing the point position. Now Jack from the corner. This shot is all net.
Very, very aggressive start from Jack out here, again, defensively and offensively. Something I'm sure that Coach Roger loves to see.
The Lioneers have the early lead, not doing so much with the turnovers. That's the biggest problem for the Braves. Henton, with 2 guys on him, will shoot the deep shot. Can't buy the foul. Garcia to Lewis. Back to Garcia. He's got a lane, and he makes the layup.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Ryan. In the last game, the Braves with 21 turnovers, keeping the Lioneers in the game. Again, that's what they do best. Again, creating a layup opportunity off a missed shot.
Very uncharacteristically, the Braves shot 30, almost 40 three-point shots in Taipei. That's not their strong suit, and they turned it over 15 times. Dive on the floor, and it will go out of bounds Braves ball. There's some of their teammates thinking that Jet was fouled on the reach from behind Henton. Able to poke it away. So the crazy action will come to a little bit of a break. We'll have our first official timeout on the floor before we're back with more Plus League action. You're watching the Plus League on YouTube, brought to you in Mandarin and English broadcast. If you're enjoying the game and the broadcast, leave a like and join the conversation on chat. Those likes go a long way helping us out. The early highlights, most of them belong to Oscar Gogolhal, getting held to single digits in scoring. Just 4 points last night, very uncharacteristically. Off to a hot start so far.
Yeah, we can see him being much more aggressive, looking for his own opportunities after last night's great passing game. This time doing it a little bit more on his own.
Still in the game now, back in. Ihor Zaisev, number 32, the Ukrainian. The Braves will inbound out of a stack. Taiwan Chen, number 14. Winston is in the game as well. Always doing a great job steadying the flow of the game. Fight for the rebound. Henson comes down with it.
That's what we talked about earlier. Some of those other wings have to come in and help the bigs out. Again, help your big out after he helps you. Great job by Ledante crashing the boards.
Maybe a change of strategy. Henson still in the game, whereas Hsinchu taking a little bit more of an extended rest. Now Oscar stuck without a dribble. We'll have 2 and 1 second to put it up off iron.
Again, that's something where Oscar's going to have to get better. Again, they ran the same play earlier. The Braves switched defenses. Same exact thing there. Again, looking a little bit confused, ending up with a bad shot.
They're sticking with the zone. Underneath to Garcia. A little space to Zaisev. He's short. Lioneers fortunately pull that one down. Henson cutting across, and the lefty is in.
Again, once again, getting tired of saying it. Henson, great job in transition, getting right to the basket.
Not settling for the 3, which you might guess after the hot shooting last night. Helping his team out to a 4-point lead once again. Joseph Lin in the game, number 1 from Palo Alto. Throw it out of a trap. Garcia with a dribble to Winston from the free throw line. 2 points.
That's his bread and butter. That mid-range under the basket. Great job there, flashing to the middle of his zone, helping his teammate out, getting 2 points by the wily veteran.
Quick break as the ball kind of got away. Hashim Tabi back in the game, taking the place of Wesley Wu.
Yeah, we've seen actually the Lioneers inside defenders doing a good job without Hashim in the game. Let's see if they can continue doing that after he gets subbed back in.
10 points for the Lioneers in the paint, only 6 for the Braves, a little bit of a switcheroo. Though the Lioneers are also struggling just shooting in general, on about 37% overall in the season. Evan with a nice pump fake, but blows the layup. Also in number 1, Xiao Sun-yi. Fight for the rebound, and Oscar comes away with it. To the hoop, his layup is in.
Yeah, and that's the same thing we saw in the last matchup between these two teams. Turnovers, just giving the Lioneers easy opportunities, keeping them in the game. This time they're off to an early lead.
10 points, 5 of 7 shooting for Oscar. Thrown above the head of everybody. Garcia with a turnover.
And Garcia overestimating his teammates' jumping ability, throwing it right into the stands.
Kind of a mad scramble underneath. The Lioneers are doing a little bit better job in the zone. They definitely seem better on a defensive perspective playing zone, getting a lot of turnovers in what ended up being like a 1-1-3 kind of press. Right now they're on offense though in their alternative purple uniforms. The Braves wearing their home rights as a response. Low on the shot clock. Oscar, another late shot. Called for the violation, didn't hit rim.
Yeah, we'll see how they do on this defensive possession, but you said it, Ryan. Again, after that early 3 by Louis Chen, the Lioneers have done a much better job, KYP, just knowing which guys to chase off the lane, which guys that they can let shoot. Again, holding the Braves to 13 points so far here in the first quarter.
Evan will take a seat, where the Braves will bring the ball up. Taguan had number 11, kind of close to the top of your screen in the zone. He'll take his place. Taiwanson down low to Garcia. Trying to find space. Can't finish. That time the length of Tabi affecting the shot.
Yeah, that's the difference in these two games. Again, last night the Dreamers a more perimeter oriented offense. Tabi not being able to, you see the bad foul right there on the jump shooter. again, Tabit not being able to have as much of a presence on that perimeter shooting team. Today with the Braves, we've talked about their paint presence. Tabit being able to be a big presence defensively.
Getting a replay of that, it was tapped on the shooting hand. We saw several bad closeouts in last night's game, leading to 3-point, 3 free throws, and 2 4-point plays, including one of Henton's from this side of the floor.
And as much as you'd like to blame the defense for those, a lot of it is just good offense. Again, Henton being a weapon behind the 3-point line, you have to chase him off, so you're always going to be in a trailing position. Able to hit those 2 free throws. Again, very, very scoring machine.
One of the giveaways is the 跟我来疯. It literally translates to get crazy or get windy with me. They changing up the wind with crazy. There's Joseph putting up a shot. Long rebound goes to Guo Shaojie, who's in the game, number 9, running off the top. And that's your Mandarin lesson of the day.
I was going to say, you got it in really early in the first quarter today, Ryan.
We want to get it in early, and maybe we'll revisit it later.
We're not going to review any of the previous lessons, are we?
I don't remember any of them.
Okay, good. I don't either.
I hope that you, the audience, remind us, maybe in the chat. From the corner, Guo Shaojie rejects the shot and passes it right into the game number 5 for the Lioneers. Now he'll respond. Can't make the shot. To beat with the rebound.
But that's what he's got to understand. Coach Rogers saw they were struggling from the perimeter, put him in to be a shooter, passing up the first shot into a turnover. Again, he'd much rather see a missed shot than a turnover.
Also in the game, number 14, Tian Hao will throw it into trouble, and Zaisev will come away with it.
Again, the 3rd time running that play, same defense, still a turnover.
Tough finish by Winston. He'll finish over number 1, Xiao Sun-yi. So in the game, Tian Hao to beat Xiao Sun-yi. In the bottom, Henry Pan Guohan, and on top, Song Yuxin, number 5. He made his season debut in last night's contest. Working off of the Brave zone now. Tian Hao will flush down the 3 from that corner.
Again, a little bit of a miscommunication there from the Braves on defense. Tian Hao putting in that 2-handed 3-pointer.
I was going to say that Winston's free throw jumper, very common sight in Taiwan basketball, pickup basketball, like their best spot, especially if you play in the 30s and 40s and 50 league games. Foul on the floor.
Showing your age there, Ryan.
Coach Roger, Xu Jingze on hand. You just heard the PA system cheering on the fans to go to work, cause some distractions. It was very effective against the Pilots, and now it works on Jack.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get to see a replay on that Tabit foul, but once again, the same mistakes he made yesterday. Yesterday, going for steals, getting called for foul. This time, getting caught in the air off a pump fake. Again, no need to do that, especially against these local players that really seem to be.
Called for the foul on the rebound. Little bit contention going on. And it's going to be Ihor Zaisev on the rebounding attempt.
This is something I'm sure not just the Lioneers, but the other 3 teams in the league love to see. Again, he's an experienced player, knowing all those little veteran tricks, pushing guys around, getting elbows in there. So I'm sure that the other teams will be happy to see that the refs are paying very close attention to that.
Henton will check back in the game. We only have 36 and 3/10 of a second left. Tian Hao will get the offense going. Right now, the Lioneers lead 22-16. Low scoring for the Braves. Song Yuxin through the middle. And called for the travel through the middle. It's not what the Lioneers wanted.
Yeah, we can see a little bit of a spacing issue there after Song Yuxin getting into the middle of the paint. Not a lot of space for him to do that spin move that he showed last night, getting called for the travel.
In the navy blue suit will be Kobe Lin Guanlun. Kind of this, we call that the same foot up, same foot down. That's the travel. Ling Suwei Joseph will get the offense going, rejecting the first screen, taking his time. They're setting up for one final shot. Garcia close by, and he swaps the screen to the outside. Lewis from the top, here. Good execution against the zone. Lioneers running out of time. Off the rim, just missing. Xiao Sunyi unable to get the points back. 22-19, the first quarter score in the early goings. We'll have a quick break before the second half gets underway. Plus League basketball coming back after this. Here in Hsinchu, showing off the Simba Cam, encouraging more fan interaction and family fun here. You can support the Plus League by liking our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE with a plus symbol, P.LEAGUE Plus, Instagram, P.LEAGUE.official, and Twitter for our English content at P_League_EN. So, like we said, quick start for the Lioneers. The Braves doing maybe a little bit better job hanging in there.
Yeah, we saw they started out the quarter with the Lewis Chen 3. They were able to end the quarter with the Lewis Chen 3. We'll see if the Lioneers stick with that zone or if they start to go into man in the second quarter.
Lioneers will start the second quarter off. Kangwan Han with the three. Taipei with the long arms, bounces the rebound to himself. Tian Hao to Calvin. Taipei looks off a pass and almost loses it. Will chuck it off the backboard and called for the travel.
But again, that's something that Hashim's got to understand. These guys are just standing there with their hands up. Again, that's good enough defense. Again, forcing him into his own turnover there.
Did go up and the left foot came down. Joseph looking for an opening. They'll switch it to the other side. Trying to go with a high-low. Garcia on top, Zaitsev down low. B. Joseph shooting the three. And off the shot clock, out of bounds.
Again, we'll see the Lioneers sticking with that zone. Coach Roger trying to put some more shooting in there with Joe Lin. Unfortunately not able to get that three to go down.
Our league site got a revamp, and now you can see the player stats and team collective stats. All part of building up this very new league. So far in the game, Benton in there, puts it up inside.
Again, very dynamic score. We've seen him doing it from the three-point line and transition there off the nice back cut.
Through the bottom of the hoop, but that doesn't count. Calvin will retrieve. Deep positioning, but he got a lot of attention. Henry will take the shot. Too strong. He hasn't made one yet.
No, he showed a lot of confidence, maybe a little bit too much confidence on those threes. Again, we'll see what his coach does to take care of that.
Number 12, Lin Zijie, starter, beast, one of the most popular players in.
3-second violation.
There's a 3-second call underneath on Zaitsev.
It's something that'll come with more familiarity. Again, Chuck getting the ball should know that Zaitsev is going to duck in hard every single time. Again, he had LaDante Hinton sealed. Chuck not being able to get it to him in time. 3 seconds violation.
Chen in the game. To Calvin, he hasn't scored yet either. Trying to organize their offense. Forcing up a pass. Garcia's there to intercept. Zijie with a pump fake and then up and in. Back to a 3-point deficit. So back to the margin we ended the quarter with. Zijie averages 9.8 points, only on 33% shooting. Tianhao's 3 rims in and out.
Yeah, we see the Lioneers a little bit stagnant with the beat out on the perimeter. Not a lot of reason to help, not a lot of room for the other teammates.
Garcia underneath, he receives, but a lot of attention. Very disruptive, and he's adamant that there was a foul on the floor. But we seem to beat yesterday's game, getting a little bit of trouble with the non-blocking hand. This time, oh, indeed, getting his hand in there, not called.
Yeah, gonna have to agree with Mr. Garcia on that one. Again, the ref not able to see Habib just holding him down with that left hand.
Li Mengxue, number 13, he'll come into the game, his first appearance of the night. Oscar is back in the game, he'll run the point now. Number 0, Lai Tingun, is guarding him up top. Running out of time yet again. Evan will try to create. Finding Oscar with the mid-range. Butter!
Yeah, that's something that Lioneers need. They've struggled getting a local on the scoring board. Again, Oscar stepping in today with a nice performance.
He has 12 points. LaDante Hinton has 11. Those two are the only ones with points on the Lioneers floor right now. Long shot. Hit out of bounds by Tabit. Zijie was there almost with a rebound.
And that's something Habib's been much better at today. He's been much more aggressive, much more active, even if he's not being able to get these rebounds. I'm sure the coaching staff loves to see him just be active on that defensive and offensive board.
Number 2, Zheng Wei for the Lioneers will check in. He was inactive last night. Number 2 with the colorful knee braces. Zijie to the hoop. Throw the early shot up, and Hinton will come down with the rebound.
But again, that time we saw, as we see Evan, nice dunk in transition.
We needed that one. Now he's on the board. 2 points and 2 rebounds for number 12. The Lai Tingun running from the top. Zijie. Braves doing a decent job on the perimeter, but not finishing in the end. Now he'll shoot one from deep and rattle it in.
The Lioneers have done a great job packing it in the paint. The Braves not being able to loosen up that zone at all, except for those threes by Chen. Again, with Beast hitting that 3, maybe it'll be able to loosen it up a little bit.
Braves in their zone commit the foul on Zheng Wei. That's Williams. Checking out the dunk. Li Jiarui also had an emphatic finish last week against the Braves in the 4th quarter. With that, we'll be going into a break. The Lioneers and the Braves in a tight one yet again. Can the Braves remain undefeated, or could the Lioneers break their losing streak? We'll be back after a break. Basketball fans, get ready. Next weekend, the Plus League will have the full slate of 4 games. Saturday, January 16th, the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers at the Taoyuan Pilots in Taoyuan's arena. Then the Formosa Taixing Dreamers at Taipei Fubon Braves at Huping Stadium. Then Sunday, the road team swap. The Dreamers are at the Pilots, Lioneers at the Braves. 2:30 afternoon tips and 5 o'clock evening tips. A pretty packed house tonight here in Hsinchu. Good to see the fans coming out to support the league and providing a little bit of energy and inspiration for the players on the floor. Lioneers will inbound, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Lioneers need to work on keeping their opponents away. Oscar with a fake. The shot a little strong.
Yeah, good job forcing him out of his comfort zone. A little bit too far out on that jumper.
Now Lewis will find Zaisev underneath. He'll put up the early push shot. Disrupted by Shashim Tabit.
And that's where Tabit's going to be the most effective against these Braves.
Lai Tingan there with the poke away. It will lead to Li Mengxue. Ray will finish with the left hand.
Again, the Braves creating offense out of defense. Struggling a little bit against that zone. Being able to create a turnover and get an easy layup in transition.
Number 0, Lai Tingan, maybe the most dangerous player to have behind you, really.
Yeah, he's one of those water bug point guards that's able to get those tips from behind.
Li Jiarui is heating up. A 3-point made, gets his point totals up to 5. The Lioneers need him to play well. He averages 9.5 points a game, only shooting 27%. Was a good contributor in the warm-up series. Now Zaisev counters with a 2.
As we see him stepping out a little bit after not having success in the paint.
Through the middle, and Oscar will turn it over yet again. He kind of got tied up. With numbers, Beast will finish this time.
You see again, Lioneers turning the ball over and getting scored on in transition, not helping themselves out.
Tabit through the middle, fouled and won. Finally a pick and roll, working out pretty straightforwardly for the Lioneers.
Yeah, great job right there by Tungwei getting to the baseline side. No help on the weak side for the Braves. First basket of the day for Tabit with the chance for 3.
Shim had to resort to a few outside makes last night. Lioneers having trouble getting the basketball. Good position underneath. Though, it should also be said, he had some opportunities last night, but very passive, passing them out in the second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's something that'll happen as he gets back his rhythm. Again, this is only his second weekend playing here in Taiwan after being in quarantine for a couple weeks. So that's something we'll have to monitor.
Now underneath Mengxue. Will pass it off Oscar Gall's hands, out of bounds.
But again, great job by Tabit there, just being big. Again, standing there, not needing to jump. Just being a presence there in the paint, forcing the pass out.
Zaisev from the top will roll around, and Henson will finally collect. The turnovers right now, 9-7. Actually, Braves have a few less. Oscar from the middle, trying to find a teammate. Henson will pull up the contested 3, a little left. Jian Weilu. Maybe not their best ball handler, but confident there, and he's coaxed the foul out of Chen Wei. Being a little bit too intrusive and a little too handsy.
We talk about all these little guards for the Lioneers being very, very aggressive on the ball. Sometimes they just have to find that balance. Again, they're a little bit too aggressive, getting called for the foul.
Garcia will check in for Mengxue Ray, and Xiao Sui, number 1, will check in for Henton. Cutting baseline, now to the other side. Lai Tingan, a little too strong. Garcia with a good positioning, trips, but able to pass it to Jet. Looking to drive, that's where he's best. Too strong. Oscar with a rebound. The big benefactor of having your ball handler attack early. Stolen away, that's Lewis.
Again, great quick hands right there. And then an awful pass by Lewis Chen.
Early drag screen, Oscar with a free throw floater. Another interception. Finally tapped to his teammate. So quick pace, Evan will choose to shoot a 3, and it's in.
Again, I don't know what it is with Evan against these Braves, but again, he always has to have good games against them. Again, last week was 16. Today, off to another hot start.
Now going with a defensive chance, Garcia unable to hit the runner. Zaisev has some words with the referees. Xiao Sung-yi will get it back to Oscar. Through the middle, and he get hit and lose the basketball. Zaisev fouled before the dunk attempt. On this side, Oscar taking his time to get up.
That's something that these young point guards are going to have to learn. We've seen a couple times Oscar just driving in there with absolutely no space. Yeah, with the turnover, we've seen Tien Hao do it a couple times. And that's something that the coaches are going to have to live with. Yeah, these younger point guards sometimes don't have a great feel for the pace when they need to slow it up a little bit, call it out. Again, but that's something that'll come with time.
So checking out the replay, Oscar kind of ran into Garcia's elbow after losing the basketball. After he gets subbed out, Henson is back in. 4 minutes left in the first half. The fathead's going to work, unaffecting the Ukrainian big man. He has 5 points and 4 rebounds, does Zaisev.
Yeah, we've seen the effect that Tabit has had. Again, neither he nor Garcia has had a great start to this game, with Tabit holding down the middle. We'll see what they're able to do with Tabit taking a little breather right now.
So the 6'11" center knocks in 2, cutting the lead down to 5. Zhongwei will have to get it out. Wesley now in the game. Evan looks off a shot, halfway with the drive to Wesley for the kick, and bang! You know, if Wesley is hitting that first 3-pointer every game, that's a lot of value right there.
These Lioneers have struggled to find a very good local scorer. They've struggled from there. It's relying too much on their imports. Again, usually it's Calvin Chen. Today we've seen their other locals step up and help take on the scoring burden.
Poked out of bounds. So the Braves will reset off the baseline. Dang Dong-shin in the game. He was voted the December MVP of the league. Lewis with a floater. Garcia there with a rebound, but poked out of bounds. Braves basketball.
Yeah, you can see Tabit getting subbed out of the game right away has an impact. Again, Lewis Chen being able to get that little floater, not being able to make it. But again, Charles Garcia being active, getting the Braves another second chance opportunity.
Zaisev to Joseph. His shot a little strong. A little confusion here, but Zhongwei finally gets the ball back from Henton. Now driving middle, dishing to Wesley. He puts it in. 10-point lead for the Lioneers, just like that, in a flash. So typically the Lioneers do it with turnovers, but tonight doing a little bit more defensively and off of the defensive rebounds.
Yeah, they've done a great job just getting those rebounds or off the turnovers, getting out early in transition. They know that the Braves are a very heavy defensive help team, so the guards have done a good job like this, attracting the help, kicking it off to the big for the nice layup.
That Wesley finish just reminds me of last night where Tien Hao crashed into Jaron Young and then Wesley had the flat-footed push shot.
I say he looked like a sprightly young man there, actually jumping to finish there. I think this place would have gone crazy had he actually dunked it.
So Trujillo's got to talk it over his team. Garcia and Zaisev have both been playing plenty of minutes, but it's just found them with a 10-point deficit in the second quarter, not the first quarter, what they're used to.
Yeah, the Lioneers have done a good job in that zone defense. Again, they're just packing it in the paint, knowing that that's where the Braves have their most devastating weapons. Again, the Braves not doing a great job from 3, struggling at 3 of 13. If they keep having that kind of percentage from the outside, I'm sure that the Lioneers are going to stay in that zone the whole game.
The longest scoring run for the Lioneers sits at 6. doing a much better job now, showing off some of those, what are those, ruler gray cheer cards when they flash different lights. Kind of a throwback. One of the many marketing and promotional giveaways here at Hsinchu. Playing with a little bit of momentum. This Sunday crowd is into this game with their team. 3 minutes and 1 second left in the first half. Lioneers up 42-32 over the Taipei Fubon Braves. So now the Lioneers taking a page out of the Braves book. They're going with man out of the timeout. No good against Garcia. He gets the flush.
And that's what happens when Tabit's out of the game and you put a local on Garcia. Great job getting right to the basket, finishing strong.
Braves with their zone, Garcia in the middle. Not much happening. Zhongwei with the possession most of this one. Xiaosong will have to pull it from top and off the backboard.
And when those ones goes in, it just kind of shake your head and just get it back on the other side.
Garcia through the middle. 2 defenders on him, called for the foul.
Again, he has taken a beating this game. And from the first quarter, getting knocked down once, the second quarter getting held by Tabit. Again, here we see him get hit on the head as he comes slashing down the lane off of Big Z's pass.
Garcia's night has only 4 points and 3 rebounds so far. A little bit behind the pace that we expect out of him. He's only played against the Lioneers. The Braves choosing to rotate their import players, so Evan will take a seat. And Tabit will be back in the game. We're marching toward the end of the first half.
Yeah, we can see after 2 aggressive moves inside the paint from the Braves, the Lioneers coaching staff getting Tabit right back in there to protect the basket.
Garcia will shoot the free throw, knock down the first.
It's going to be interesting looking ahead to see how much space Garcia's teammates can give him. Again, he's somebody who's not going to step out on the perimeter and hit that shot, so he's very reliant on his other teammates to open up the space so he has that room inside to do his thing. Again, struggling today against that Lioneers zone.
Lioneers looked awfully lost on that last possession. Henton from the corner with Garcia on him. Now going maybe with a 2-1-2 look with Winston in the middle. Still, he can't find an opening. He's going to look to penetrate to the corner. Number 5, Uzai Tabit with a rebound. Excuse me, that was Song Yushin. Henton from the top underneath. Song Yushin is there. Typically, the Braves leave a lot of guys back to get offensive rebounds, but now it's the Lioneers with sticking around and trying to put the points in the end.
Yeah, it's a very double-edged sword. Again, we've seen the Braves today getting a lot of those quick opportunities in transition after getting a defensive rebound. This time with the Lioneers sending so many to the offensive glass, they're able to get a couple extra possessions. Song Yushin at the line for a chance for that second free throw.
Able to hit the 6'1" guard from Taipei Cultural University, was a former Fubon Brave, Taipei Fubon Brave. From 2016 to 2018, Garcia through the middle and with the reverse off iron.
Again, a little bit different with the 7'3" Tabit in the game protecting the basket.
Cutting through the middle, Henton, and one with the left hand. Giving some high fives with the sideline fans. Also getting love from the bench.
Yeah, we've seen the Braves do this all game, just a step late in transition. That time, Henton, once again, getting the pitch ahead. Nice, strong move. Big Z with the reach. Henton with the strong finish and the three-point opportunity.
Rolling in and out. 49-36, a 13-point lead. Lioneers looking a little bit better. Maybe choosing their run in the second quarter. Cutting, Zhang Shin. A lot of interference. Now Xiao Sui kind of runs into Garcia and will commit the foul.
But again, we see Tabit being in there under the basket. Jet putting up a little higher than he wanted to, missing that layup.
So points in the paint favoring the Lioneers 22-16.
And that's going to be the key to the rest of the game if they can keep that up. And most of their points in the paint have come off of transition, those quick layups. The Braves not being able to get those transition opportunities, really struggling in the half court.
The top scorer for the Braves will be Beast. Linzijie, he's in the game. Garcia trips and falls. And called for the foul. Not a slip foul, or not a slippage. The Lioneers are awfully adamant.
Again, we saw Tabit get away with one earlier in the game. Not sure if this one was him backing up or getting underneath Garcia as he was driving to the basket.
Call won't change. It'll be free throws for Garcia when eventually they get set.
But again, we see Tabit just reaching down for the ball, giving the rest that opportunity. I can guarantee on that play, if he gets his hands up, let Garcia slip and fall, there's not going to be a foul call.
Rattling the free throw. 12-point lead for the Lioneers. Mixing up my 7 and 9 for a second.
I was going to say, we're getting an early math lesson today too, Ryan, huh?
You're going to have to give me the early math lesson. Free throw doesn't go down, so it will remain the score that was before the free throw. There's your math lesson from Ryan Chen on January 10th, 2021. Henton driving baseline, can't find space, so Wesley will get the outlet. Back to Henton in the corner. His shot off the top of the backboard. The 24-second horn will go off, but the play will continue. Beast from the corner, short. Wesley with a rebound, so they're playing two centers in the game. Henton with a fancy behind the back. Shooting a little bit too strong that time. 11 seconds left. Lewis with the position. Now Winston cutting middle, trying to find a teammate. Henton will intercept. Up ahead Tinway. Not a lot of time left, and he puts his shot up too slow. The fans are into it, but I thought it was before. I thought it was after the halftime buzzer. I'm sure they'll check it out, but I'm sure it'll stand.
Very sensitive issue right there with the buzzer here in the Hsinchu home court. We'll see if that one counts. I'm with you, Ryan. I think it was a little bit after the shot clock.
Stick with us to some halftime analysis. The halftime will be 15 minutes, so take care of what you need to. Maybe check out the box score on our site, pleagueofficial.com. Halftime entertainment will be put on, and we'll be going to break. Thanks for watching the Plus League. Welcome to halftime, where we're getting to enjoy a dunking competition by some of the young fans in the crowd with the assistance of our in-house announcer. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben, here checking out the box scores from the first half. The Taipei Fubon Braves actually had a larger margin of deficit in the second quarter than the first. They just don't seem in rhythm in this game.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't know if it's the cold weather here, it's the fact that they haven't played in a week, but they've really had a tough time getting in rhythm today. Again, the Lioneers showing a great job in that zone defense, really halts in their offense.
Tian Hui and Coach Jiafan working our Mandarin broadcast, checking out some of the sights from the first half action. The Lioneers doing a much better job spreading out the scoring. Henton leads the team with 13 points. Right behind him is Oscar Gaoguohao with 12. Statistically, they're close to the same, matching up with the Braves, but they're just shooting the ball much better, a little bit better organized and more aggressive and more team-oriented play for the young Lioneers.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys trying to go one-on-one in the middle of the paint against that Lioneers zone, and the Braves are struggling from the outside. Again, if they're going to try and loosen up that zone, they're going to have to do a little bit better than 3 of 14 that they did in the first half. But Ryan, you mentioned it. I'm sure the thing that the Lioneers are happiest about is the first half show by Oscar Gao and then Li Jiarui. Again, those two putting in 20 points between the two of them. Something that they really needed last night, but they'll take it for the first half today.
We mentioned how Hsinchu only had 3 rebounds last night, but he has 5 so far, and Ladante Henton has 5 as well. They lead the Lioneers. On the other side, Ihor Zaisev with 6. That'd be an interesting point to keep following along for the rest of the game. Coach Kovalin's got to be a lot happier with the Lioneers' performance. Remember, they're playing on back-to-back nights. The Braves are a lot fresher, having the week off, finally playing again on Sunday. So checking out those halftime stats, the Braves down by 12, the Lioneers up by 12. The shooting, Lioneers are at 50% exactly, 19 out of 38 shots. The Braves struggling from all ranges, only 14 for 39. The rebounds to the Lioneers' advantage with 22 over 18. The assists, 15 to 13 for the Braves. And turnovers, Braves have 1 less at 10, Lioneers with 11. So in the end, they're playing probably much better fundamentally, rotating and sliding for the rebound altogether. We'll be going to a break and back with more after this break. 5 minutes left in the halftime break here. The Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers leading the Taipei Fubon Braves in Game 9 of the Plus League regular season. With a little bit of court time left, the dunk competition taking their ceremonial photo together, along with the Muse Girls, the cheerleaders for the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers, also formed last year in a short time period. Looking a little bit more through the box scores, you see guys like Lai Tingan, Ling Suwei not making any of their shots, where their starters are also struggling as well. Zhang Zongxin, for instance, has also missed all 3 of his shots. I praised them in the pregame, having 50% shooting from the perimeter. Checking out the scoring leaders, Beast Lin Zijie was 7, so does Garcia, number 36. Yuer Zaisef, number 32, was 6, so does number 2, Jian Weilu Lewis. And then the young center, Zheng Xiangjun, number 21, has 5. On the other side for the Lioneers, top to bottom, Henson with 13, Oscar with 12, Evan with 8, Wesley with 5, and young number 14, Tian Hao, the point guard, with 3 points of his own, knocking down that 3 early in his stint. There's Oscar, warming up with his team. Looking at the highlights, he, as Coach Ben mentioned, much more aggressive, penetrating, getting to the hoop. Getting a little bit lucky with a bounce there.
Yeah, again, last night we saw him being be more effective off the pass. Today being a little bit more aggressive, looking for his own shot, sometimes a little bit too aggressive. Again, still with 4 assists, but also 4 turnovers. Again, got to find a good balance of when to shoot and when to look off with a pass like we had on that transition basket. Again, good first half by Oscar Gao, but as we know, for these Lioneers, the key for them is going to be the third quarter. It's been where they struggled this whole season. See how they come back today.
I'd have to look this up. If the Braves have lost 2 quarters in a row, now LaDante Henton's highlights. Very capable shooter, natural lefty, also driving to the hoop a lot more as his adjustment. Yeah, that's been key.
We saw him last night with starting off really hot from the 3-point line. Today struggling a bit from distance, going 0 for 4, but again, the prolific scorer that he is, he's done it from the line and also from 2-point range, where he has yet to miss today. We see him right there with 13 points so far.
Henton is a 6'6" guard from Lansing, Michigan, doing work here. He scored 35 last night. There's Xu Jingze, Roger, working hard on the board. Yeah, the whiteboard, that is.
I think his biggest challenge today is we've seen the Lioneers with their locals step up. Again, other than their imports, their locals have contributed 33 points. The Braves with 37 points total for the first half. Again, they're going to need a good performance from somebody as we go here into the second half.
COVID-19 is still a serious threat. Do your part in preventing the spread by wearing your mask outside your house, washing your hands frequently, and following the guidelines of health experts. These measures, plus the vaccine, will get us through these times. The interior of Hsinchu County Stadium, the adopted home for the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers. They do not own the building, but maybe somewhere down the line. What they have been doing a great job is the marketing and promotions of the basketball team here. It's a big business, not just getting the team together. Of course, looking forward to the guys playing better as the season goes along. There's actually 3 former Braves on their team. That's number 1, Xiao Sun-yi. That's number 2, Zheng Wei, on your screen right now. And that's also Song Yuxuan, who we mentioned before, number 5. There's Oscar Joseph Lin's parents, Zaisev, taking this time to put a shot up and miss, and foul from behind Henton on Garcia.
And again, we can see the Braves going a little bit differently there, putting Chuck Garcia down low, passing to the diving Zaitsev. A little change in the third quarter for the Braves.
Only 37 points for the first half, which is not the record the Braves want to have. That is matched with the Formosa Dreamers previously for halftime scoring. Garcia is at the line. That rims in and out. Now the Fatheads on our side of the floor, trying to distract the Braves from knocking in their free throws.
Again, they struggled last night on defense, but doing a good job today so far.
So 1 for 2, pulling the Braves a little bit closer. There we go, 38 for the Braves, 49 for the Lioneers. Garcia is 3 for 4 to the corner and out of bounds.
And we can see there, the second half, the Lioneers going with Zheng Wei, number 2, starting out. He struggled a little bit against this zone, done better in an open floor situation. We'll see if he's able to create some offense for his teammates in the second half.
Taiwan to the cutting Zaisev, and the Lioneers fell asleep there.
But again, very quickly off those 2 possessions for the Braves, we can see them switching their alignment a little bit, showing good results on the first 2 possessions.
Evan will receive. He's working off the left wing. The Lioneers uninterested in getting any movement going. Through the middle to the Henton. He'll swing a fake and put up the shot off iron. Very lackadaisical for the Lioneers against the Brave zone in that possession. Now going with the zone of their own. Screen for Lewis. He can't find an opening. Through the middle, Winston again. Rattles the shot in himself this time.
But again, for the second time in a row, we can see Winston flashing middle, creating opportunities. Great job by the veteran.
The Lioneers, coached by Lin Guanlin, will call a timeout and get his team back in the game. They are up by 7, but looking really poor out of the break. Plus League Basketball back after a word from our sponsors. Part of being a professional ball player, perhaps having your parents in the stands. That is Joseph Lin's mother and father. There Joseph is, with the silvery hair. 28-year-old, as we mentioned, from Palo Alto High.
Hey Ryan, does he have any brothers or sisters?
I believe he does have some siblings. I wonder if they're part of the athletic industry as well.
One of them had some news earlier today, I guess.
In a different way from the States, Oscar Gall went to university in the Division I, Southeast Missouri. Throws it over to Calvin with his first point.
Another timeout. Good job by the Lioneers, swinging into that weak side, forcing Zaitsev to come out a little bit late. Able to get the 2 to go.
The only substitution will be Oscar in for Zhengwei Williams. Zaitsev from the top now, 2 points.
But again, this is what we talked about before the game. The Lioneers really struggling in the third quarters this entire season. The Braves coming out of halftime with an obvious adjustment, keeping Garcia out of the middle, instead having Winston and Zaitsev there. Again, we'll have to see if the Lioneers can adjust and not have their third quarter turn out to be like the other third quarters this season.
Now showing a 3-2 defense. Haven't seen that since I was playing in middle school. Fouled on the shot. That was Lewis on Henton.
But again, that's the pressure that Henton puts on you. You know that you cannot let him have any space outside the three-point line, forcing you to chase from behind. Again, a little piece of that elbow, enough to affect the shooter and put him to the line.
His first goes in.
Again, I've been very impressed with LaDante's ability to just score points. Again, we talked about struggling a bit from the perimeter, still able to pump fake, get defenders in the air, find space, and put the ball through the basket.
One of the best free throw shooters in the league. He's averaging 82% from the line, 5 of 10 shooting from the field tonight. Beast leads the J will cross it over. Now down to Garcia. He's working off of Henton and called for the foul on the hit.
Khalid seems to disagree with the call. I'm sure we'll have the benefit of the replay. See if he gets his hand cut in the cookie jar again. And once again, we see that left hand just ripping down on the hand of Garcia and that right hand just flying at the ball.
Seems like Henton is very insistent on using that holding technique. That's his third foul of the evening.
And that's something where a player, it doesn't really matter if the ref is right or not. You have to understand you've played in 3 games by now. You know that they're going to call it. You're going to adjust. The refs, well, let's not talk too much about the refs. That's a sensitive topic.
Actually, when Garcia first dribbled, he already had his hand in the cookie jar, and when he went up with it, of course, his hand was still there. The Lioneers will try to counter.
Yeah, that's something his coaching staff's going to have to talk to him about.
Called for the pushing foul. Lewis almost had the turnover. So 2 fouls in the quarter. Roger not calling for any subs yet. In some ways, this is his starting lineup as well, with Winston in instead for Jet. A lot of interchangeable wing players for the Braves. Now between the legs, Henton will flush that one down from the corner.
That's the last thing that these Braves wanted to see. Again, struggling from the three-point line, finally getting one to go.
From way deep, Zijie unable to hit. He'll get it back. Penetrating, throwing it to the other side. Lewis off iron. Henton fighting for the rebound, and Winston finally will pull it down. Lioneers have to scramble now. Now they're back in their zone. Zijie terminates his dribble to the corner. Garcia will have to shoot the corner 3 off the front of the iron. And Oscar will counter with the ball poked away, but Calvin's there for the Henton from the right wing, in and out. Lewis, Zijie in the corner, in and out yet again. The rims not paying the players any favors. Evan up with it. Tabi took a hard fall. Instead, called for the foul on the defense.
Yeah, Zaitsev, again, we talked about earlier, does a great job going straight up. This time, obviously, coming down on the ball with 2 hands. He thought he was straight up and down, but, well,
far from it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get the floor cleaned up nice. Saw a problem a little bit last night where was it Jaren Young and Hashim to beat close to mid-court. Started a little bit of a puddle that you had to give it extra attention to after the play.
A little bit of a slip inside action last night.
Henton off the inbounds, in and out yet again. Scoring drying up this part of the third quarter. Garcia will receive up on top. Lioneers now in man. Zijie working with the Garcia pick. At the basket, Henton will come away with it. To the other side, Udahal will get blocked by Zaisev. To the other side, Lewis fumbles it a little bit, now off the backboard. To Garcia, he's looking for an opportunity, and with an emphatic rejection, that's to beat another one.
And you can see the Lioneers, again, holding down the paint as Oscar gets another opportunity at the basket, 2 points.
Wow, using his body to get Garcia out of the way and finishing on the other side. 2 blocks for each team. There will be a timeout on the floor. Lioneers leading this one again by 12. That time Hashim to beat, meeting the shooter up top. The Beast swatted his hand away, and Taipei were able to finish 2 weeks ago. On this side, Zaisev beating Wesley Wu at the rim, starting the break. For Garcia, couldn't find the opening. That's where those 7'3" height and perhaps even longer wingspan playing the role there.
Exactly. We've talked a lot about Tabit trying to go for these steals low on those 2 blocks. Great job just going up vertical, blocking the shot at its highest point, not even having a chance to go in the basket.
For a little bit of reference, the players involved, Wesley Udahal is listed at 6'8". Garcia also listed at 6'8", maybe a centimeter taller at 204 centimeters. Zaisev, 211 centimeters, 6'11". The tallest player in our league will be Hashim to beat at 221 centimeters. That's 7'3", like we mentioned. Garcia only shooting 18% from the field with 10 points. Lioneers making him a big emphasis probably in their game planning. Yeah, he was a killer.
We talked about it before the game. These Braves do such good damage in the paint. But today, the Lioneers have scored more points in the paint than they have. That's the biggest problem they're having right now. We'll see if they'll be able to solve it coming out of this timeout in the third.
You mentioned how it's up to the domestic players to play much better. Last time they played the Braves, they had Julian Wright, a big forward, along with Hashim to beat. But the 2 of them unable to keep the Braves out. This time, everybody pitching in to do a better job defensively. Joseph Lin in the game. So will Jet Zhang Xin, number 3. Garcia screening for Joseph. Will throw it. They're rotating in and out. Zhang Xin will hit the mid-range. No. Foul underneath. There was Calvin. Kind of bumping Zaisev underneath on the rebound.
Yeah, the Braves continuing to struggle from the perimeter. Coach Roger looking for a spark off the bench. Jet with the miss, but Zaitsev able to get in there for that offensive rebound.
It was interesting. Calvin admitted the foul by raising his hand, but he had some words after. Maybe some Braves challenging him about the foul, nature of the foul. Zaisev from the top, he shoots it cleanly.
And that's something that he's shown previously. Again, earlier in his previous 2 years in Taiwan, has done a great job from the 3-point line. Not so much here in the first year of the Plus League.
Now, offensive foul on Wesley, shoving Garcia, it seems.
Yeah. Again, these teams playing for the second time in 2 weeks, things getting very, very physical, a little bit chippy. We can see him getting a little bit above the shoulders with that screen right to Charles Garcia's neck.
Garcia might have started it, but his pushing and shoving was more at chest level. So the 2 of them standing around on the post while the action happens up top with Zhang Xin probing. Now to Garcia, he'll shoot the mid-range, and it'll bounce on the top of the rim and in. So the Braves a little bit of run of their own. They pull it to within 7.
And that's what these Braves have been able to show this entire season. Coming back from a deficit, finding somebody to spark their offense. We'll see, it's happening a little bit in the third here.
To the corner, Calvin Chen Li-Huan will flush down the three. There's Lin Guanlun. Garcia, slow with it. Now Zaitsev, making the three previously, will look for a teammate. The floater by Joseph. Grabs his own rebound. Winston, of all the time in the world, will finally miss, and the Lioneers will escape that possession unscathed. Talked about offensive rebounds. The Braves got 2 there. Three-point shooting favoring the Lioneers, 40% would be a season high. They're usually hanging around the low 30s range, if that. The Braves, on the other hand, just 20% from 3. Wesley will shoot another. Too strong, and Tabit went the wrong direction. Jet with a rebound. Still playing with the 2 import bigs are the Braves. None of them can find an opening. Garcia with... He thought he was held, but called for the travel. That time Zaitsev trying to screen off all the defenders.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of a spacing issue on that Braves possession. Not a lot of space for Charles Garcia to drive in there. Getting a little bit caught up with his teammate. Called for too many steps.
Now, the Lioneers get it in. That's 12 points for Garcia, but 4 turnovers. Having a much rougher go at it. Calvin, number 21, local boy from Hsinchu. Running out of time, the Lioneers are. He'll have to pull up from the right wing, not his favorite spot.
Yeah, tough possession there for the Lioneers. With Ledante Hinton not touching the ball, probably not something they want.
Joseph Lin missing. Garcia to Zaitsev. Big rejection and out of bounds.
But again, we can see Chuck Garcia not wanting to go up with a shot. Tabit able to turn around for the great block on the second side, blocking it up high.
He seemed a little bit slower in Taipei with the help, but being very aggressive and very active in the second half of this one. Zaitsev almost losing it, but he retrieves. He'll pull up from 3 and hit.
Again, if it's not working in the inside, step out a little bit. That's the versatility that Zaitsev gives you as a big.
In a previous game against the Pilots, he and Singletary only hit 1 of 17 three-pointers, leading to a much closer game than Coach Ujinza would have liked. Calvin, not a lot of time left. Will be a foul on the floor first. So the Lioneers kind of getting bailed out there. A few possessions in a row, not creating hardly anything.
Yeah, they've gotten very stagnant there offensively. Again, like you said, the Braves bailing him out with a bad foul call.
Zhang Zongxin's second personal foul, 4th team foul for both teams. 1 more will be the bonus. Hinton forces up a hard runner off the backboard.
Again, great job getting back to his left hand, finishing off the glass.
Called for goaltending, 2 points in for Jet Zhang Zongxin.
You've seen Garcia hesitating a little bit to go to the glass against Tabit. This time Jet going with the quick step finish, getting to the glass first, creating that goaltend.
Oscar controlling from the top. The Braves seem a little bit better now with the man defense against the Lioneers. Wesley will shoot another 3 and miss everything, too strong. Through the middle, Zaitsev running from end to end. 2 points.
We've seen these last couple possessions, the pace getting back in Fubon's favor, getting out in transition is what they need to do now, struggling a little bit from the field.
Another 5-point deficit, 5-point margin. Oscar to the hoop. High off the glass and 2 points countering. Joseph Lin with his 3, bang. So just like that, this lead is down to 4 points. Oscar with the interior shot, foul on the rebound.
And I'm not sure if we're going to see it on the replay. We talk about Oscar enjoying his performance again after that first little floater. jumping in the air, celebrating. As we see right here with a nice finish high off the glass. Again, celebrating a little bit too much. And Joseph Lin on the other side being able to hit a three as the defense not being able to get back in time. Again, that's something that these young guards are going to have to figure out. Now you're professional, not worried about the show. You're just worried about the stop.
We saw Tian Hao yesterday finish a few times high off the glass against Zaisev inside. That's another young Lioneer, one of Oscar Gal's opponents in high school. Hashim to beat, shooting his free throws, was it almost 3 feet behind the actual free throw line. 1 for 2. A lot of chatter here on the Brave side. They're trying to get organized. Now Zhengwei in the game, number 2. Jumping out on the ball, Zaisev with a step back to Joseph Lin from way deep. Can't make it 2 in a row. Garcia underneath. Lioneers are scrambling to the corner. Zhang Dongxin, his 3. Henton with a rebound. Up ahead to Oscar, but he'll slow it down. Less than 2 minutes in the third quarter. Lioneers hanging on to a 5-point lead.
Again, good job there. Oscar slowing it down, knowing that Tabit's a little winded.
Joseph, the active hands, pushes ahead. The scramble not finished yet. Oscar finally comes away with it with numbers. Shoots the early 3 and hits. Ball getting on the floor again. This time, Charles Garcia on the ground. Zhengwei all over. Oscar with a few extra words on the end of that play. Garcia slow to get up.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of slip and slide action like we had yesterday as we see Oscar off the steal, foot on the line, long 2 to beat the shot clock.
They'll wipe up the floor, make sure it's safe to play before the action resumes. Just a minute and 11 seconds left on the third quarter clock.
Yeah, you can tell these Lioneers are playing with a bit of desperation. After losing that game last night, slipping into last place here in the first season of the Plus League, they know this is an important game and they have a chance to win.
Slipping, you say?
You caught that, I like that.
Zhengwei to the hoop, no one there, 2 points in. Catching the Braves, not ready for the drive.
And that's what we said. Zhengwei is much better against a man as opposed to a zone. That time with the Braves going man, able to get right to the basket for the easy layup.
Now Garcia with the early shot. A warning for the delay of game on the Braves.
Again, not really Chuck Garcia's game with that floater. He's normally used to finishing right at the basket, but adjusting with the 7-for-3 to beat. Finally putting his hands up and blocking high.
We saw yesterday Yang Jimmy Amigo given the warning for delay of game and actually touching the inbounder for a technical free throws. The Dreamers coming on with a victory.
Yeah, with the pace of these Taiwanese teams want to play at, that's a big advantage if you can hesitate their fast break.
Like you said, Zhengwei hurting the fast break there. There's Joseph Lin, another kind of help side steal.
Yeah, EJRA getting a little bit dribble happy, dribbling into space for that turnover, and sending Joseph Lin to the line for 2 free throws.
Joseph Lin's worked really hard to make a name for himself in Taiwan. Starting play here in 2015 with the Braves at a different competition, the SBL. Makes the first free throw. Missing the second. He has 4 points on the evening. Holding for a last possession. Evan will come away with the basketball. Kind of getting in trouble. Henton had that one dribbled away. Zhang Dongxin looks like he'll go all the way to the hoop. And another goaltending. 2 points just the same.
Again, Jet going with that quick step, getting the ball to the glass quickly, not giving the defense an opportunity to defend it. Great defensive possession there for the Braves at the end of this third quarter.
That time picking Henton. He was kind of tasked with the last second shot there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of standing around from the Lioneers at the end of this third quarter. Not a lot of space. And dribbling into a lot of defenders, allowing them to get those steals.
Chen made the too late halftime shot, just missing on the end of the third quarter. The Braves have a good quarter, winning that frame by 8 points. We'll be going to the fourth quarter break after this. You're watching the Plus League on YouTube, brought to you in Mandarin and English broadcasts. 50,000 of you on the Mandarin side, plenty of you on the English side. If you're enjoying the game and the broadcast, leave a like and join the conversation. Just a 4-point lead for the Lioneers. The Braves had an excellent quarter, scoring 29 there. It's coming from a lot of sources.
Yeah, they had a rough start at the beginning of the game, and they were able to fix it towards the end of the third quarter to give themselves a chance to win. Again, in the fourth quarter here, with each team only being able to use one import, it's going to come down to the locals and see which one's going to be able to help their team off to this win.
So the top scorer for the Braves in that quarter was Izor Zaisev with 12. Garcia chipped in with 7. Getting going in the fourth, Joseph Lin can't corral the pass, and that'll be a turnover on the Braves. Not the start they wanted. For the Lioneers, Zheng Wei, Xiao Sunyi, Oscar Gao, Tan Guanhan, Henry, and Hashim Tabi will get things started.
Yeah, after not playing in the game at all last night, Zheng Wei getting some important minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Subbing out number 7, Ling Lilun. Zheng Wei will shoot the left wing 3 off iron. Joseph skying for the rebound.
Yeah, we can see Coach Roger for the Braves going with 2 point guards in the game right now, hoping to speed up the pace a little bit.
Hook pass over to Zhang Zongxian, who drives middle, make the layup.
And that's that space that's going to be there with the 4 locals on the floor. With Chuck Garcia in the game, he's always going to be in the paint. Not a lot of driving lanes. That time, Jet being able to get right to the rim.
2 even 3-point guards, block shot underneath. Zheng Xiangjun Jack there. So the Braves going with 2 centers by position. The Lioneers, 2 guards, 2 forwards. A little bit more traditional set. Only 1 import player could be playing in the fourth quarter at the time.
Great job right there, understanding his opponent. Not a great ball handler, not somebody who's going to shoot.
Early shot and early foul.
And that's something that we've seen the Lioneers do a good job with this entire season. At least once a game, they'll get that backdoor cut off the baseline out of bounds. Normally for a layup. This time, we see Tungwei cutting right off the inbound play, getting sent to the line for 2 free throws.
Number 14, Tianhao on your screen with the pass, leading to this free throw attempt. First one missing. Oscar Gall getting subbed out after just a minute of play.
Yeah, we saw him sit for a long time in the 4th quarter yesterday. Not sure if the coach is giving him a rest or teaching him a lesson.
So with Lai Tingan, number 0, Joseph Lin, and Jet Zhang Zhongxian in the game, it's almost like the Braves are going with really 3 point guards. Zhang Zhongxian's cutting middle. He's going to be fouled, be ball out of bounds.
But again, with that space there, Jet can do what he does best. He's great at being able to get to the paint, especially against some of these undersized defenders for the Lioneers. Done a good job to start out the 4th quarter here.
Going to be a big question for the Lioneers. How do they handle the 4th quarters where they always seem to be at a disadvantage? The local player is not able to put together a good one.
It'll be interesting today. The locals have had a good performance as we see Big Z sneaking back door on the inbounds, taking a page out of the Lioneers playbook.
Just a 1-point lead now for the Lioneers. For example, the Pilots have Quincy Davis, who they can play as a local player off the foot, so be a 14-second shot clock reset.
And there's that matchup we talked about earlier in the game. The old veteran, old veteran, Wesley Wu going up against the younger Jack. Going against the different generations of Taiwanese basketball.
Tabit will receive up top. Will move in for the mid-range. Bounce rebound for the Braves. With an opportunity to take the lead here. Zhang Zhongxian working off of Henry. Pan Guanhan with a nice fadeaway. With a 1-point lead now.
After a quiet first 3 quarters, Jet finally getting into the action here in the 4th.
Zhang Zhongxian has 8 points on the night. A scramble there, and it'll stay Lioneers basketball, but will a referee come over to make a different call?
Great job right here by Joseph Lin getting his hands up. Again, tough pass by the smaller Tianhao. We'll see if the Braves use their challenge for this game.
Seems like they will. Each team is allowed 1 video replay challenge per game. If they're unsuccessful, they will be charged with a timeout.
I don't know, it looked to me like they're going to be successful on this call. Ball looked to be out on Wesley Wu.
That is in addition to the instant replay system, IRS, that FIBA allows. They're going to look it over on the monitor on the side. They've been doing a great job getting these calls in pretty quickly when they go to the monitor. Less than 10 minutes to go. The Taipei Fubon Braves take the lead.
That's what we've seen them do this whole season. I don't think they've had a game where they've led coast to coast the entire game in the first 4 games of this new Plus League. So a little bit of a slow start for the Braves, but able to take the lead early here in the 4th.
And the call will indeed be changed. They hang on to a timeout and get a possession. That Wu Daihao with the sneaky hands, like you said, but caused the ball out of bounds. He's in along with Hsinchu and Pan Guanhan. The Lioneers going very big now. Song Yushin, number 5, is in the game. Block shot by Tabit and foul on the rebound.
Yeah, after seeing Jet get to the rim and get loose for a step-back jumper, Lioneers switching to a zone there, showing good results. Tabit, again, being able to just get his hands on this floater from Jet.
Tianhao will control from the top. And Lai Tian called for the foul. It's happened again.
黄勇士0号赖廷恩中场犯规，工程师球。
Checking out the replay. Maybe catching the foot more than the body. The two back in again, no. They'll go down to the baseline. Pan Guanhan looking for a teammate. To the middle, it's a beat. He'll slam it home. Tian Hao on the assist. Taking the lead right back. Wu Dai Hao with a intrusive defense. Underneath, too hot for Jack to handle.
隔绝工程师球。
The Braves going with at least 2 non-starters on the floor, trying to get their rhythm back from the beginning of the quarter where they were up 6-1 in the frame. Tan Guanhan working underneath, getting sealed off by Jet, Zhang Dongxin. Tricky behind the board, unable to hit.
That's something you mentioned earlier, Ryan. The Lioneers have trouble in these fourth quarters. This time with 3 bench players accompanying to beat on the court. Just trying to find some rhythm, just trying to find a way to manufacture some points.
Joseph Lin from his favorite right wing. Wesley with a long rebound. Up ahead to Song Yushin. Push from behind and one.
And that's the best way to create points. Off the long rebound off of Joseph Lin's 3-point miss, Song Yushin being able to get free in transition for the and one opportunity.
Getting a little bit of floor burn out in the fall. But he's ready for the free throws.
Taking the page out of the Braves book with the no dribble fast break. A couple nice outlet pass from Wesley. Great long bounce pass from Tian Hao up the court for the layup opportunity.
From the line, he pushes the free throw in. Song Yushin with 5 on the night. Playing pretty well. Now on the defense, poked away. Now Zaitsev will get it back to the corner. Lin Zijie in the game. Will counter with a 3.
Yeah, great job by Tian Hao to read the play, almost get that steal. Fortunately, the ball bounced right back to the Braves. Beast with the needed 3-pointer from the corner.
Not too involved in this one, only taking 10 shots so far. Tian Hao through the middle. Will pass it to nowhere but a Brave. So there'll be a dunk on this end by Zheng Xiangjun to take the lead right back.
Yeah, after that last drive, a nice pass to the beat for the layup. We see Tian Hao once again getting caught in the middle of the lane. Ball tipped away, leading to the fast break bucket for the Braves.
Song Yushin wants to slow it down. Evan will get the post up. Flare screen for Tian Hao. No, it open. So long 3 by Wesley will miss. He's only 1 for 4 on the night.
Yeah, it's not always a good thing to see that first 3 go down. Guys kind of think that they're shooters. As we see the Braves shooters hit another 3. Much needed here in that fourth quarter.
That time it's Lai Tingun to make it a 4-point Braves lead. They're coming back strong in this one. 80-76, the Taipei Fubon Braves looking to take their 5th win on the season. Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers facing a 4-point deficit. They're down 8 points in the fourth quarter. Looking like they're going to take out Hashim to beat the center and replace him with guard Ladante Henton. Try to get back the momentum in the game and the total score.
Yeah, we can see Coach Lin there just looking for a spark. He got a spark early in the game off the bench from Li Jiarui and then from his starter Oscar Gao. Oscar taking a seat earlier in the fourth, getting put back in the game here for the fourth quarter to hopefully cut into this 4-point lead.
Beast leans to Jie with a critical 3, followed by number 0, Lai Tingen's 3. That's where we stand right now. Wesley will receive. Evan drives, forcing up a tough shot and finishes.
Great strong finish off his weak hand, being able to finish because the defense is not willing to help off of Henton.
Dante Henton guarding Beast, making his way to the hoop. Kick ball underneath.
See, on that drive, Beast sticking right with Henton, not wanting them to get loose from the three-point line. That's going to create a lot of driving lanes for his teammates.
Garcia will come into the game for Zaitsev. Catch the ball on the short side. Working one-on-one on Wesley. Lose the basketball, get it back, and put it up for 2.
And that's how Charles Garcia plays. Being able to beat those smaller locals, the former teammates who played together for the Puyan team last year in the SBL.
In the face with Dante Henton on the backdoor. Floater on the bump. A lot of contact underneath. Garcia's finally with it, making his way to the hoop and fouled. That time Wesley committing the foul.
You mentioned Beast is going to be sticking to Ladante Henton. No easy catches. Great read on that backdoor cut. Nice finish. Statue of Liberty-esque over the young Jack for the Braves.
A little bit of jawing over here before the free throws. A lot of conversations going on at the same time. We hear from the coaches, we hear from the bench. Of course, the players have a lot to say. This is, after all, a 14 league. Everybody getting very familiar with each other. Garcia from the line now. Missed the first free throw.
Yeah, if this is only the third week and it's already getting chippy, I can't wait to see where it ends in late April, early May.
Garcia's second. Off the back of the iron and in. 1 for 2 from the line, 1 for 2 on the game. Excuse me, 7 for 10 on the game. That's only 0 for 1 from 3. Henton with a step back. Too strong for the game. Is that Loinson? His first playing time. Critical moments here. Song Yushin blocked out of bounds. Garcia with a good defense.
Again, we see the Lioneers coaching staff going with a late substitution in the fourth of a guy who has not played all game. Should be interesting.
More substitutions right now. Evan will receive the pass. He's driving middle. Have that poked away. Garcia will retrieve before the 24-second buzzer. Zijie in the open court to the corner. Lighting already made one. Got it. 6-point lead for the Braves.
Defense leading to offense. Great defensive possession right there by Jack. Zheng Xiangjun leading to the corner 3 from Lighting and second 3 of the quarter.
6 points in all. Oscar, can he counter from the top? A little short. Zijie will come away with the rebound. Up to Joseph Lin. I don't think they're in any hurry. 5 minutes left in the fourth. Lighting too far right. Evan with a critical rebound. A lot of Braves in the area. Henton spinning and fouled.
And this is where the Braves are going to be very clear on where that game plan is. They know they cannot let Ladante Henton score. They'll be willing to let other guys get some shots up, but they can't let him get to the line either.
That'll be the 5th team foul for the Braves. It'll be free throws from now on. for the Lioneers. Lewis is in the game now, in for Lioneers. Free throw made, 5-point game with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left. Funny how that worked out. 23 points for LaDante Henton. Make that 24. Lioneers struggled at the line before, but 13 of 16 tonight. On the other side, the Braves are 11 for 16. Be a critical aspect of the game going forward. Garcia up top, looking for a teammate. Zijie with the early shot, too strong. But there's Jack with a rebound, they'll reset. Now Joseph will take the shot and hit. Not a good trade-off for the Lioneers, good one for the Braves.
Yeah, tough break on that bad miss from Beast, leading to the Joe Lin three-pointer.
Oisen through the middle, fouled. Can't hit the shot, but he'll shoot more free throws.
That's what the coaching staff of the Lioneers has been wanting all game. They're convinced that the Braves are getting a really quick whistle on the offensive end, as we see the offensive rebound and second chance three-pointer. The Lioneers are just asking for a whistle on their end. This side, the rookie being able to get to the line.
This quarter alone, the Braves are up 23-12, shooting 64%, grabbing 8 rebounds. Stats are coming fast and furious. I can tell you, looking at the total box score, nobody in serious foul trouble. Steals in this quarter, 3-1 for the Braves.
Good job by the rookie, coming in cold off the bench, being able to hit 2 free throws.
Garcia with a small pick and one at the hoop.
And again, that's a game plan mistake. Again, Oscar Gao not knowing what his teammate's doing, getting on the top side. Joseph Lin with a great screen for the import, Chuck Garcia. He loves that left-hand drive, in for the strong finish and the weak foul.
Number 52, Loinson from Macau will inbound the basketball after the 3-point play. Garcia with 20 points, 8 of 11 from the free throw line, 13 rebounds, so he's getting there with the boards. Oscar throwing it at a Brave, that'll be a turnover. Joseph Lin, early layup, can't hit. Beast will come away with the offensive rebound.
You can see the second to be comes out of the game. Those defensive boards are all the Braves.
Garcia, without even jumping, will get another and one.
And that's where the Lioneers are going to have a tough decision going through the rest of the season. It's offense, defense. Henton, unbelievably offensively, but unable to help down low, where the Lioneers struggle the most to beat. Great defensive presence, but when he's out of the game, things like this happen.
It all started with an Oscar Gall turnover on the other end. Trying to find Loinson in the corner.
Last night we had a lot of good things to say about Oscar's passing. Tonight, a little bit looser on those turnovers.
Evan from center field, can't hit. Joseph with space to the hoop with a right hand, and the Braves getting way ahead in this one. Lioneers having it slip away. Down by 13. Turnover on the layup. And travel called on Lewis. He jumped up and down.
Lewis overestimating his vertical a little bit, getting caught in the air and landing a little bit earlier than he thought he would.
A few more substitutions now. Igor Zaisev coming into the game. Before he gets into action, it will be a timeout on the floor. In this fourth frame, the Braves already have 31 points, the Lioneers 14.
And that's what's going to happen when Sabit's out of the game. We talked about the Braves just being so good in the paint. With Sabit in the game, that really struggled the first 3 quarters. And the fourth quarter going with LaDante Henton, the Braves have just attacked the paint with all their players. Jet getting to there, Beast getting there, Garcia getting there, leading to this 13-point lead.
There's shot swinging number 1. With with a hand warmer in hand. Right now, the leading scorer for both teams is still Ladante Henson. No other Lioneer in the 20s. Only 3 minutes left, Coach. How do you get the Lioneers to get competitive again in this one?
It's going to be tough. The pace is obviously going to be an issue. We mentioned the Braves obviously in no hurry right now. But Oscar Gao's got to do a better job of just creating that pace. Again, knowing when the advantage is there, finding your shooters. If not, back it out. Even if you get a little quick drag in there, a little pistol action, just getting something so everybody knows where everybody else is going and not leading to these bad turnovers in transition.
To beat in the game, Henton will sit. Zaitsev in the game, Garcia will sit.
Again, both these teams going a little offense, defense to beat in the game. Got to have somebody with size in there. Big Z stepping in, see if he can get a stop.
Tian Hong set up for Oscar, who will pull up from mid-range. Beast with a strong rebound. Pushing up the floor, but he'll bring it back to Joseph, who will shoot the three. No good.
Not a great shot there, but when you're up 13, you have a little bit of a buffer.
Given the way the Lioneers are going on offense, the Braves maybe can afford a few mistakes. Through the bottom to beat from the outside. No, it'll be Oscar from the right side, and he rattles it in. Little ray of hope for the Lioneers. They were down to the Braves, but able to cut it to within a reasonable margin in Taipei. Joseph hands it off. Lewis will find Zaitsev up top. Screen. Joseph switches sides. This floater can't hit. Able to corral the rebound. Now turn it over to Tabit. Up to Xiao Sun-yi. Will go to the other side and miss the layup. Might have took 3 steps there.
Missed opportunity there for the Lioneers. That basket would have cut it to 8. Instead, we're going to be sending Beast to the line for 2 shots.
Veteran move there. He feinted the pull out, slow it down, but then attack the baseline against the young Tian Hao.
Yeah, that's what these younger rookies have to learn, as we see Coach Lin talking to both of them right there. Again, first year playing professionally. They should both be in college, coming out early because of the pandemic situation. Again, trying to figure out their role here on this team and how they can be a good professional.
Miss free throw. But made second one. In this quarter alone, the Braves are shooting 57% to the Lioneers 29%. And just like scoring a low in the first half points, they've scored a high in second half points with 61. Joseph Lin adding to that total. 2 more points.
Yeah, the Lioneers sending everybody to the offensive glass. Nobody in the backcourt to help out on that fast break opportunity.
Less than 90 seconds left. Oscar is shaking and baking into some space to the mid-range. 2 bounces and not in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what his coach wants to see. A little shake and bake into a long 2. Sending the Braves to the line again for another 2 free throws.
Committing the bear hug wraparound foul.
Again, a little bit out of frustration.
Here's Kobe Lin with assistant Hank, talking things over. They have a lot to review if they do indeed go down 0-2 on the weekend. That will be 4 losses in a row. Gao Ji and Kenny Gao looking on from the sideline nearby.
That's where we talk about this is a tough situation for these young players. Again, an expansion team just starting up in a few months. And it's tough for these guys to figure out their roles. It's tough for them to set up a system. Again, it's been nice to see in these first few weeks, these Lioneers have never quit. Again, they've played hard. Have they made some mistakes? Yeah, but again, that's something that'll come from inexperience as they start to get some more gameplay, start to learn themselves and their teammates. I'm sure they'll have a much better performance in the second half of the season. hopefully we can get a better performance on that free throw after that air ball.
Perhaps pre-planned, but Zhou Guiyu will check in for Zheng Xiangjun, Jack.
Yeah, Jack's teammates letting him hear a little bit from there. Talk to his strength coach. May need to get in the weight room a little bit more so he can at least hit the rim.
Probably a good time to be shooting an air ball, up by 14 points. Crowd out of it right now. Henton to the basket, getting rejected. So Zheng Wei will counter with a three on the opposite corner.
Yeah, that's something that the Lioneers could have used a little bit earlier in the game. At this point, Braves just have to be smart, and they can end up with their 5th victory of the season.
They double the young Zhou Guiyu and get the ball loose. Can't get the possession until Calvin Chen Lihuan bumps his way to the middle and makes the layup. Here come the Lioneers, down by 9. Committing the foul, Tian Hao.
We've seen the Lioneers make some rookie errors this whole game. We see right there, it's Zhou Guiyu, the rookie for the Braves, dribbling into a bad trapping area, turning the ball over, giving the Lioneers a little hope here at the end of the game.
So a warning we were just announced for Joseph Lin, showing off his thespian skills. We call it a fake fall.
Refs thought he flopped on that play. The two lefties talking about it over there.
Lewis hitting the weight room plenty, makes 2 free throws. He'll step out for Lighting. Nope, Lighting will come in. Subbing out Joseph Lin. Henton with a right wing 3. Trading 2s for 3s, sounding like an okay plan, but they're running out of time are the Lioneers. Lewis looked like traveled again, but misses the layup. Zaisev with control from the top. Had it poked away. 3 Lioneers were all over him. Zheng Wei with the 3. He'll get it right back.
He said these Lioneers are not going to quit. They're going hard. Braves giving them plenty of opportunities. Quick shots, quick turnovers, poor decisions defensively. Yeah, Lioneers are going to make the Braves earn this win.
This one getting up to the high point total. Our previous high was 104 to 100 between the Dreamers and Pilots. That was last week, January 3rd. Some Calvin specially made signs. I don't think I've ever seen 21 kilometers per hour speed limits. Rattles that out. Ling Mengxuan will come down with a rebound. Up headed Zhou Guiyu. He's fouled up high. Seems to be okay.
Yeah, this is just giving the rookie an opportunity to get on the scoreboard here. A little window dressing on this Braves' 5th victory of the season. Again, lots to go over this upcoming week before next weekend's game for the Lioneers. And we'll see what they do with their 2 imports. We saw Ladante Henton and Hsinchu going for both games, both ending up in losses. We'll see if they make any moves for the games coming next weekend.
First 3 throw in. Bounces in the second one. This one just about over. Coach Ben, Lioneers. Before that, one more made shot by Williams. Seems to be really turning it up here with garbage time. A foul on the floor. Evans still playing hard.
Yes, playing hard. We still have 5.25 seconds. We'll see if the Lioneers can drop a 7-point play and tie this game up if he misses these 2 free throws.
Zaisev still leaving the window opportunity. Can only make it an 8-point lead, and that's one possession. Oh, in a different sport.
Yeah, I'm sure, knowing the Lioneers coach, I'm sure he'll call a timeout and try and figure out a 7-point play.
Well, the players proactively call that 30-second short timeout, which each team has one underneath 2 minutes of play left. They'll talk it over on the sidelines. Sure, P.LEAGUE wants to get one good shot in with 4.5 seconds approximately left in the game. Moisa, Li Jiarui, Ledante Henton, Tian Hao, and Calvin Chen Lihuan look like they'll be the 5 guys on the floor to finish this one off. Roger Xu, Xu Jingze, not giving anything away, also talking over his team, drawing something up.
比赛时间呢，剩下最后的这个4.4秒钟，我们再次的感谢呢所有的到场的所有的朋友，用行动呢来支持呢我们新竹街口工程师，谢谢大家，不管你是哪一队的球迷，
Just about ready to go.
希望呢各位喜欢呢我们
The
新竹街口
final
工程
possession
师
perhaps
比
of
赛
this
的
ball
进
game.
行，谢
Charles
谢。
Garcia turning another good performance. Tian Hao to Calvin in the corner. He'll get the shot off, but it'll be off iron.
第4节比赛重要。
With that, the final will be 105 for the Taipei Fubon Braves, 98 for the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers. Checking out the line score, the Braves score a league high 39 points in the 4th quarter, absolutely blowing away these Lioneers.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for this Lioneers team. Again, they did such a great job defensively in the first half. And again, in the second half, giving up a new league record for points scored. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure something out before their 2 games next weekend.
As a reminder, next week we have a full slate of 4 games. We'll have a post-game interview on the floor over with our colleagues on the Mandarin side. Quaker will be holding court. It seems like Joseph Lin will be our player to be interviewed.
Maybe you can translate this into Cantonese for our Hong Kong viewers.
My grandparents do speak Cantonese, but I will need to get brushed up with that. Maybe we'll check out some Cantonese broadcasts for a little bit of instructions.
It's our homework for next week, Ryan.
We're
今天
just
非常
about
恭喜
ready.
富邦勇
Here we
士
go.
开季拿下了5连胜。在这场比赛的过程当中，第4节的富邦勇士又得到了39分了。苏伟在第4节的过程当中，你个人的 steal 超节也表现非常出色，然后外线也有非常充分的发挥。来谈谈整个
Being
逆转
good
的
with
过程，
the
你们做
steals
对了
and
一
the
些什么
turnovers
事
of the
情？
team, and of also knocking down a lot of
Just
threes.
Getting the ball movement, you know. Sometimes 有时候我们就没有 ball movement 很卡 ，so we need to
Joseph
get out
Lin
in transition,
speaking
play
to
good
the
defense.
team
Defense
play,
最重要，他们
the ball
我们
movement
play
you
好的
heard.
defense 就可以快攻，对。
OK， 所以你们的快攻也是目前看起来，你们在这5连胜过程当中非常重要的一个环节。那今天在上半场落后的过程当中 ，halftime 的时候，徐敬哲教练有跟你们说一些什么？因为
the halftime
很罕见的，你们
adjustments
上半
that
场是落后达到了
they
12
surely
分。
made because they were down by 8 points at the half.
所以就慢我们的offense，so just have to get stopped， 对。
OK， 所以把节奏打起来，当然对富邦来说是表现了整个逆转的过程当中，似乎在我们的期待。不过今天 Joseph 你的父母亲 parents 来到了现场，那他们常常来看你的比赛，或甚至书豪的比赛，有没有什么话透过镜头？因为我们知道 Jeremy 现在又回到
G
0想要再 back to NBA， 那有什么话想要跟父母亲或者是跟哥哥讲的？
What message he has to
他们都会支持
save
我
the
们，从
audience.
小他们就支持我们打篮球 ，so
Thanking his
wherever we
family
go, they go.
for
So, you know, love is the
being
most
supportive
important.
and loving
OK， 谢谢
his
你，也
way
恭喜
to
球
be a
队开季
professional
拿下5
basketball
连
player
胜。
himself.
谢谢 Joseph。那当然，这个家庭的爱是最重要的。这个 Joseph 也讲了，
Thanks to
就是不管他们兄弟走到哪里，他们父母亲呢就会爱相随，所以爱是一个家最重要的事情。那
We hope this
这场比
league
赛
as
待会
well
呢，
is
我
filled
们再
with a
回到
lot of
赛后
love.
为大家来介绍
So
最后
after the
双方
break,
球员
we'll
的
be
得
back
分
with，
同时也
some
恭喜
post-game
富邦勇士队
analysis
拿下
before
了
we
开
head
季的
out
5连胜
for。the end of Game 9 in the Plus League. We'll be right back. Wrapping up things here in Hsinchu, the second homestand for the expansion G09 Lioneers, falling to 1-4 on the season. Not a good showing. So we'll take this opportunity to tell you the matchups for next weekend on January 16th. The Lioneers take on the Taoyuan Pilots in Taoyuan's arena. The Formosa Taixing Dreamers will face the victorious Taipei Fubon Braves in the evening game at Heping Basketball Gymnasium in Taipei. And the road teams will swap for the Sunday matchups. Coach Ben, the first half, Lioneers ball game. The second half, the Braves ball game. Seems like experience and team cohesion was the big factor in the end.
Yeah, it seems to be the longer we go, the more things stay the same. The Braves showing some great adjustments coming out there in the second half, turning up the defensive pressure, getting some stops and letting that get their offense going. Again, the Lioneers in these two games have shown a lot of good things, but again, with a young team, it's going to take a little bit. And Oscar Gao with a great scoring performance today, but unfortunately living with 6 turnovers as well. It's going to be a good week, see if they can improve before their performance next week.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben. We appreciate your support and we'll look forward to more Plus League basketball in the future. Thank you and good night.